Good afternoon. Welcome to Como Live. My name is Ariel and I'm one of the gardeners here at the Marjorie McNeely Conservatory. Today we're going to be talking to you about our fall flower show. You can see it's coming into full bloom here at the conservatory, and if you want to come out and see it in person, this show will be installed for the next 2 weeks, and then in November we do a mid-show change and we'll replant with a fresh batch of chrysanthemums in a new color palette. The colors you're seeing today are our Halloween color scheme, lots of orange and black, complemented with pops of kind of an eggplant purple and a lime green. As you probably noticed, this is a very formal room and the garden design is symmetrical to go along with that formality. We have a beautiful sculpture that we wanted to highlight. So in this particular design, we didn't add anything tall to the pools because we wanted to have a long view of Playday statue at the end of the room. And we also have 3 really large flowering tropical water lilies still in full bloom in the room. We wanted to give them a chance to shine. You may have noticed the tall black grasses that are running along the pool and at the edges of the room. Those are a Pennisetum called First Night, and probably my favorite chrysanthemum in this flower show is Pittsburgh Purple. It's the really large purple blooms snuggled up next to a lot of our black foliage plants. Let's take a walk down into the garden so we can get a closer look at those chrysanthemums. Well, this is the one I really wanted to make sure you got a chance to see. It's a very large mum, and part of the reason it's so big is that we disbudded. We removed all the side branches on this plant so that all of the plant's energy went into one really large, spectacular bloom at the top of the plant. That's the only disbud we have in this show. The rest of them are all florist mums or pot mums of different varieties. Some have a daisy-shaped flower, some have anemone-shaped flowers. In these flower shows, we really try to focus on variety in flower forms and also plant textures. New additions to our flower show this year are some lemon cypress trees. This was a gift of a grant that we got from the St. Paul Garden Club, and I really like this for its color, but also when you brush up close to this little tree, it releases a lemon fragrance. This is a lemon cypress. And it ties in really nicely with a lot of our other green foliage. And we also have one lime green chrysanthemum in this show. So you'll see that lime color echoed throughout the show in our cypress and these acorus grasses, which give a really soft texture in the room. Being a gardener in a conservatory, we have the advantage that we can add some tropical elements to these flower shows as well, which I know you home gardeners probably can't achieve now that we're getting such cold temperatures, but we went ahead and stuck a few colocasia in here. This one is called Black Coral, and when the sun's out, those leaves are really shiny. It's a fun plant to add in here. And we grew some squash and gourds in our pollinator exhibit this summer and then repurposed them into the flower show. If you're noticing the fruiting plants behind, this is an ornamental pepper called New Mex Easter. And then alongside it, another tropical Dracaena. And this has made its way into a couple of our flower shows as a foliage accent plant. All right, continuing down the room, we've got an orange chrysanthemum on the pool side called Chatham Orange that's a lot more bronzy orange. As we come around the corner, you get a nice view of our lime-colored chrysanthemum. This bright green one's named Limerick Lime. And next door to it, there's another lime green coleus accent plant. And then this chrysanthemum is named Emporia Orange. If you visited the conservatory this summer, some of the pots and containers around the zoo grounds had a decorative corn to them, and as that corn tasseled and ripened, at the end of the season we saved those ears of corn and added them to our fall display. There's little bundles of corn hanging in 3 areas of the room, from the elevators and our exit door. Some of you at home may have shady gardens, and if so, you may be recognizing this little perennial. This is a Heuchera called Black Taffeta, and we included it in this show to give another textural black plant so that we could get the orange and black together. A lot of these perennials we'll reuse. We'll take them back to the greenhouse at the end of the show and pot them up, and then we can save them for future use. As you can see, a lot of these mums are in full bloom today, so it's a great chance to come out if you want to see the room at peak color. They'll only last a few more weeks, and so if you return for a visit in November, the next group of mums is going to be a completely different color scheme. Give you a sneak peek preview, we're going to be adding in a lot of yellow, white, and bronze colored chrysanthemums, so it's going to be a much more light, glowing autumn feel to the November flower show. These flower shows take about a year to design and plan for, so this is the time where we're starting to think about what color schemes we'll want for next year. And we order tiny cuttings of our chrysanthemums from growers who ship us little rooted cuttings in the summer. So in June we'll pot up chrysanthemums and grow them on in our greenhouses for these flower shows. When they arrive, they're only about 1 to 2 inches tall. All of this material then is grown on right next door to the conservatory and our greenhouses. We have 5 flower shows here throughout the year, 1 for each season, and then we do have a holiday flower show as well. The fall flower show is the only one of those 5 that has 2 parts. And that's because it lasts for October and November, but the chrysanthemums in full bloom can't last for 2 months, so we do a mid-season show change.